Hello students, welcome to Saurav Sir's classes. This video is Infinite Series Part 2. Now let us start this video with some of the important limits. The first one is limit n tends to infinity x raised to the power n. This is equals to 0 if x is less than 1 and it is equals to infinity if x is greater than 1. Next is limit n tends to infinity x raised to the power n divided by n factorial. It is equals to 0 for all values of x. Next is limit n tends to infinity n raised to the power 1 by n is equals to 1, and limit n tends to infinity limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by n raised to the power n is equals to e. Next is limit n tends to infinity n raised to the power 1 by n is equals to 1. Next is limit n tends to infinity n factorial raised to the power 1 by n. It is equals to infinity, and when it is divided by n, that is limit n tends to infinity n factorial by n raised to the power 1 by n. It is equals to 1 by e. Next is limit n tends to infinity n into x raised to the power n. This is equals to 0 if x is less than 1 and greater than minus 1, that is mod of x is less than 1. Now limit n tends to infinity n raised to the power h is equals to infinity, and limit n tends to infinity 1 by n raised to the power h is equals to 0. Next is limit x tends to 0 a raised to the power x minus 1 divided by x is equals to log a. Next is limit x tends to 0 sin x divided by x is equals to 1, and limit x tends to 0 tan x by x is also equals to 1. So these are some of the important limits that will be useful. Next, we will study about series. Now what is series? A series is the sum of a sequence. It is the sum of a sequence. Let u1, u2, so on till un is a sequence, then u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus so on un plus so on is called a series, is called the series associated with the above sequence. With the above sequence. Now, if the number of terms in a series is limited, then the series is finite, and when the number of terms is unlimited, then it is called infinite series. So, if the number of terms of a series is limited, then the series is finite, then the series is finite, and if the number of terms of a series is unlimited, then the series is called infinite series. Infinite series is denoted by summation n is equals to 1 to infinity un, and the sum of first n terms of a series, sum of first n terms of a series is denoted by Sn, that is Sn is equals to u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus so on till un. Now, if this Sn tends to a finite number, as n tends to infinity, then series un is said to be convergent. And if Sn tends to infinity, as n tends to infinity, then series un is said to be divergent. And if Sn does not tend to a unique limit, whether it is finite or infinite, then the series is called oscillatory. The series is called oscillatory. So, Series is a sum of sequence. Now, if the number of terms of a series is limited, then the series is finite. If the number of terms of series is unlimited, then the series is infinite, denoted by summation n is equals to 1 to infinity un. Now, Sn denotes the sum of first n terms of series, that is Sn is equals to u1 plus u2 so on till un. Now, if Sn tends to a finite number as n tends to infinity, then the series summation un is convergent. And if Sn tends to infinity as n tends to infinity, then the series summation un is said to be divergent. And if Sn does not tend to any unique limit, then the series is called oscillatory.